No real exuberant celebrations. His 5th 50 this season, Carbs. As well as 200s as well, so 7 scores of 50 plus in a season of IPL. Just outstanding. Karthikeya into Sudarshan, who moves leg side. He follows him, gets a sweep in. There'll be a bit of pad involved in that as well, and down to short fine leg for another single.
Yeah, it's been a lovely knock from Gill. I do like him. The more and more I see of him, it's not just his ability to hit boundaries. I like the fact that in between that, it's smart cricket. He knows where the gaps are. He pushes those twos. He wants to strike back. And yeah, look, he's got to ride his luck, as you must do. We have enough bad luck as batsmen, but when you're in form, you've got to make it count, and he has done tonight, but it's only half a job.
Final ball, 2 balls left, and this is slog swept by Gill way into the crowd. Not the biggest boundary on that side of the ground, but that has gone at least 25-30 rows back into the crowd. Loads of airtime on it as well. Just a lovely easy flow really when he made contact with the ball. Wasn't all that bad a delivery either, maybe just straying slightly towards the leg side, but beautiful.
Yeah, Karthikeya was bowling nicely up until that point. You know, he wasn't giving it much air, just really sort of sliding it on. And this is, you know, the hallmark of Gill's batting is that got that lovely flow, high hands. He just almost went with the angle. You can see some worried faces in that Mumbai team in the outfield. Like Tim David looking on from afar, thinking we're up an uphill climb here at the moment if we don't get a wicket.
There are some players, Carbs, who are just beautiful to watch. It's like art, isn't it? It's like your artwork. Like yourself, of course. Shubman Gill being another. You know, the likes of Mark Waugh and Rohit Sharma and all these guys who just seem to have that extra second. Final ball of the over is fired in. Gill flicks away leg side for another single. He'll retain the strike. He's unbeaten on 57 now from 34. Carbs, you're off to take a break and reminisce about your beautiful batting style from years gone by. Simon Mann back alongside me. 10 overs gone. Gujarat Titans 91 for 1.
Well, a really good base given to them by Shubman Gill. 57 not out. He looks in the mood. He really has caught the eye this season, the IPL. He's the 4th. His total of runs is the 4th highest in an IPL season. He's got power to add as well here and potentially in the final on Sunday if his team make it. And I agree with Carbs. I just a few worried Mumbai Indians faces out there. Just sense that, well, this could be a really big score. It could be 200 plus. Anyway, that can change. We know that can change very quickly. Cameron Green is back to try to do something about it. He's opening over. He opened the bowling earlier, went for 10 runs, and he moves in now to bowl to Shubman Gill. Gill moves across his stumps and flicks that into the onside towards deep mid-wicket. It won't be that long before, presumably, Green and Gill will be up against each other in the World Test Championship final.
Absolutely, and interesting comments from Virat Kohli actually a few matches ago when he scored his 100, his second 100 of the season, and he spoke about not playing funky shots because he also had red ball cricket coming up and you know, the World Test Championship, and he needed to have his solid technique still in place. So it doesn't appear that Shubman Gill's going down that route of thinking, does it?
No, not the way he's playing. I mean, he's very strong through the onside. He's got that whip crack pull shot he plays. But he's also good through the offside. It's not bad, is it, to be strong on either side. 92 for 1. Green goes round the wicket to bowl to the left-handed Sudarshan, who drives through extra cover for 4. Really fine shot. Hitting that on the up through the offside. Beautiful stroke. And the score advances to 96 for 1 in the 11th over. So Green has been brought back and he's immediately gone for a boundary. Sudarshan moves to 17. And quiet in this stadium earlier with the rain falling and just dampening enthusiasm. But the batting of Gill, and now Sudarshan has really lifted the decibel level. The light blue flags are flying. Here is Green bowling to Sudarshan, who dabs into the offside. A bit of hesitation, and well, he nearly ran Gill out there. Whether Gill called, I don't know. He might well have done because he was running to the danger end. It went behind square. The throw came in, it missed the stumps by much. It might have been tight if it had hit. That's the last thing you want to do, is run out Shubman Gill. Nearly a wicket, and Mumbai Indians the other day able to affect 3 run-outs, nearly affecting another one there. Not quite. 97 for 1 midway through the 11th.
Was dropped on 30 as well, Shubman Gill. Difficult chance for Tim David, but got both hands to it at mid-on.
I agree with you, actually, the time you said that once he got there, he should have held on. Here's Green bowling a slower delivery, which Gill tries to chop into the offside, hits it hard into the surface, it bounces up, and the bowler steps forward to pick up and take the catch. He did have to move to his right, he dived full length, but he did get 2 hands to it, and he's a decent enough fielder. I thought he could have caught it. It wasn't like it was powered at him.
Yeah.
So it was
just making up the ground initially, which was the difficult part.
Exactly, which he did. Yeah. And then he got there and he put it down anyway. Gill dropped on 30. Gill on 58 now. Green bowls in full outside the offside. Oh my goodness me! Smashed back, and the bowler parried it, and it nearly hit the umpire as well. Cameron Green inspects his right hand. He does a little low 5 or low sort of glove punch with Gill there. That was hit so hard.
Wouldn't be punching with the same hand that's just been pelted.
He's walking back, inspecting that right hand. It was hit really hard, smacked back at the bowler. Taking another look at it now. It was a full half volley, and Gill really climbed into it, and it hit the fingers on his right hand.
Tell you what, it's a good job it hit his fingers, because that was headed straight for his head.
Yeah,
it was almost, he wasn't even going for the catch, he was protecting his head, he wasn't looking at the ball, his hands just went up instinctively.
Yeah, one of those really dangerous ones. Anyway, Green moves in again, bowls outside the off stump, forced away by somewhat straight to backward point, and there's no run there. Kartikeya with the fielding, and it's 98 for 1 at the end of Green's comeback over. 98 for 1 after 11 overs. The umpire was ducking as well, because Green took quite a lot of the pace off it, but that was heading quite quickly towards the umpire, Mr. Menon, who ducked. You are, as a bowler these days in T20 cricket, white ball cricket, you are vulnerable, and so is the umpires as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And you understand why the likes of Bruce Oxenford have got the shield in place, and has done for quite some time, but you wonder why other umpires don't. You do see some of them wearing helmets around the world as well when they're at the striker's end. But nothing of the sort in the IPL this season that we've seen.
Yeah, you wonder whether in the future it'll become more common that, because the ball
might be compulsory.
So hard. Well, it could be. There was that era when helmets weren't compulsory, and now they are. It's the ICC actually brought in a new regulation about helmets close to the bat.
Yep.
Well, here's Madwell bowling, flicked away by Gill. Another sensational shot over the deep backward square leg boundary, off the hip, and the 100 is up for the Gujarat Titans. 104 for 1. Start of the 12th over. Madwell back into the attack, straying onto the pads of Gill, who stood there, flicked it away, and admired the shot. And why wouldn't you admire it when you can hit the ball as sweetly as that?
He's just taking the mick almost. He's just hitting it exactly where he wants to hit it. Almost doesn't matter where the bowler's bowled it. He's just manoeuvring the gaps and clearing the field at will at the moment. And Madwell, who was so brilliant in the previous game, already looking vulnerable in this one.
Well, he moves in now to bowl to Gill. Gill's on 65. Madwell wide of the crease, bowls. Gill pulls. That's going out towards the deep mid-wicket boundary. That's 6 as well. Again, well over the ropes. Signalled by umpire Rod Tucker. No need to refer to the third umpire, TV umpire, for that one. Well over the rope at deep mid-wicket. Another wonderful Gill shot. One off the hip and then one pull shot. That stroke I was talking about, when you can hear the sound off the bat, you know immediately brilliant. It's gone for 6.
The crunch, isn't it? And it's a front foot pull shot as well. He's
taking it just outside the off stump as well.
Yeah, just unbelievable. And the fact he's managed to clear that fielder out there. There is a fielder station there on the deep mid-wicket boundary. He's cleared him by meters and meters.
First 2 balls the over have gone for 6. Madwell has had a word spoken in his ear by Rohit Sharma. Madwell bowls. Gill drives into the onside, along the ground this time, towards deep mid-wicket. You always get a bit excited, I think, as a commentator, when the first 2 balls go for 6. You wonder whether, is this possible? Anyway,
Closest I've come to anything like that is lottery numbers. I was watching a draw live once. First 4 numbers that came out were mine. The next 2 weren't, unfortunately, but I was getting excited, almost like, you know, the 6 6s in the over kind of thing.
Do you get anything for 4 right numbers?
About 70 odd quid, so not bad.
Right, it's better than the stamp on the foot then.
Yeah.
But not quite as good as a life-changing win.
Of course.
Here's Madwell outside the off stump, cut away by Sutterson towards deep cover, picks out the fielder, and they're through for a single. 112 for 1, Gujarat Titans in this rain-delayed Qualifier 2 in the IPL. 3 teams left in it. Gujarat Titans against Mumbai Indians, the new pretenders against the old guard. Madwell looking around the park here. He's gone for 14 in this over. Shubman Gill back on strike. Madwell at the top of his run. The crowd wanting more. Hardik Pandya watches on. Next in. And Gill flicks that away for 6 more. Over the deep mid-wicket boundary. Dismissed. 5 for 5. Watch me bat instead. 118 for 1.
Simon, that is, you just described that as being licked, absolutely licked over deep mid-wicket. Just a flick of the wrist, but again the crunch, that sound off the middle of the bat, the explosion as leather hits willow, and he just watches and admires that one. Cool as you like as well. He's walking on water at the moment, Shubman Gill.
Well, that one 91 metres over deep mid-wicket. The instinct of... Here's Madwell bowling, drilled up towards long off, hit very hard, but straight to long off, so it's only a single. Yeah, Gill won't worry too much about that, because that was the last ball of the over, so it means he's on strike for the next over. He's 79 not out of 119 for 1 after 12 overs, and Gujarat Titans here got the chance of a really big score. 8 4s and 6 6s in the innings, 119 for 1 after 12.
He's had a lot of the strike, hasn't he? I've seen him do that quite a few occasions, just final ball of the over, get a single. He's faced 42 balls, and we've still got 8 overs remaining in this innings. Usually you think, you know, you open the batting, you face about half the deliveries, about 60 odd, and he looks like he's going to go way beyond that at this stage. What score could he end up on? He's already 79 from 42, seeing it like an absolute football, and no boundary is big enough at the moment.
He's playing magnificently. Yeah, so he's placed 42 of the 72 balls available, so he's had more than half the strike. Now back to spin now. Pierce Chawla, who's had a good IPL, he's taken 22 wickets now. Bowls to Gill, and Gill, well, they'll have a bit of him as well. He's hit him over the long off boundary for 6 more. He's on to 85. What an exhibition from this talented youngster, one of the rising stars of the game. 125 for 1, start of the 13th over. He's having a golden season in this season's IPL, with power to add today and in the future as well. Rare young talent. That was 90 metres. So he's not just hitting them, just over the rope, they're going well back.
It's like stick cricket, Simon. Just pick your spot and smash it for 6.
Chawla goes in and bowls to Gill. Gill this time leans on it, turns it into the onside. He's looking for 2 here, just outside the circle. He's coming back as well. The throw comes in. The bails are off, but Gill is quick enough as David threw that in. Gill saw his opportunity there very early. A little nudge into the leg side. It was tight for the run out, but he was home. Gill to 87.
This is the massive difference between somebody like a Shubman Gill, who's in the form of his life, of course, but just the brains as well. You can't hit every ball for a boundary, and you've got to respect the good balls, yes, but this is T20 cricket. You've got to look for the opportunities to still get runs off them, and not only has he got a run, he's managed to turn that into 2 from a pretty decent delivery.
Direct hit would have run him out there. Chawla bowls to Gill down the leg side. He manufactures a stroke down towards the fine leg boundary for 4 more. Well, that was really skillfully played. That was the finesse there from Shubman Gill. We've seen the power and the timing. It was sort of like a paddle help down towards the fine leg boundary. He had to adjust. It wasn't a great delivery, from Chowler down the leg side. But he improvised there, used his wrist, kept it down, sent it on its way. Another wonderful shot in his own way. 131 for one, Gill to 91. Chowler goes in and bowls to Gill. Down the pitch, 6 more. Out towards the wide long on boundary, well back. Long way back. Gill's on 97. It's 137 for one in the 13th over, and what an exhibition this is. If you could bottle this, you can make a lot of money when you sell those bottles. I mean, it's just stunning hitting.
Running out of superlatives here for Shubman Gill, again just using his feet down the track, and 106 metres on that 6. That is huge.
Well, they brought Chowler back, trying to make something happen, and it's happened for Shubman Gill instead. He's racing towards 100. It's brilliant batting, frustration on the face of Rohit Sharma. And Chowler as well, he knows it, or feels this might be an uneven contest at the moment. He's 3 away from another 100. It will be his 3rd in this season's IPL. Chowler giving himself a moment. Took a while to get the ball back, I should think. It's thwacked so far into the crowd. Chowler round the wicket now to bowl to Gill. Gill sweeps, beautiful timing, but picks out the field at deep back of square leg. He did not have to move. And Gill gets a single. He's on 98 from 47 balls. Chowler's gone 6-2, 4-6-1 in this over. 17, I'm just working out the maths on that, the arithmetic. 19 off the over. He's gone 1 for 44. He's had a good season as well, Piyush Chowler. 22 wickets. 138 for one. Last ball of the over. Chowler bowls to Surasun, who miscues a one-handed shot towards deep extra cover. David is there on the deep cover boundary, sends in the return, and the disappointment there is that Surasun has taken a single off the last ball of the over, which means he'll be on strike.
Boos from the crowd.
139 for one. All they want at the moment is Shubman Gill. Sachin Tendulkar's in the Mumbai Indians dugout, as he always is, watching on. But I don't think I've seen Tendulkar play as well as this in white ball cricket. I did see him play a great white ball innings against Australia at Wankhede Stadium in the '96 World Cup against Australia, where he made 90, and that was thrilling batting.
I mean, to be fair, he did play some pretty good ones over the years. There was the Desert Storm innings in Sharjah against Australia and Shane Warne, and that great attack. There was Pakistan in the 2003 World Cup, the 98 off 50-odd balls, smashing Waqar, Wasim and Shoaib all around the park. But you're right, in terms of the innovation, some of these shots that Gill is manufacturing from decent deliveries, I think that's the difference. Obviously, the game's moved on. You can only be the best in your era, but in this current era, there's nobody in better form than Shubman Gill.
Right, Chris Jordan's back into the attack. Gill has been magnificent so far. Jordan round the wicket, bowls to Sutherland, gives himself some room. He dabs it away towards short third. Nearly beat the fielder there, Chowler. Stopped it away to his right. The crowd happy though, because they took a single. It means Shubman Gill is back on strike. Chance to a 48 ball 100. Yes, it's easy to go for recency bias, isn't it? When you're watching today, it's got to be the best. But I mean, this is a phenomenal innings from Gill. The way he's picked up actually in the last half an hour, last 20 minutes, half an hour.
Tidy strike rate as well. 208 at the moment.
He's walking away, giving himself a moment. And a chance really just to draw it all in. The partnership's worth 86 off 41 balls. And Mumbai Indians under pressure, going to be chasing a few. Mind you, they've got some talent themselves in that batting lineup. At least the top two, Kishan and Rohit, and Surya Kumar Yadav, Cameron Green, David Varma, and a chance to bring in Wadera as well as an impact player. Like Chris Jordan. Crowd expectant. Gill waits, bat raised. Jordan into Bolton, wide of off stump, cracked away towards deep extra cover. They've gone for one. Are they going to come back for the second? No. The throw comes in for non-strikers. I think Sutherland would have been run out if they'd come back for that one. Too close to the fielder. It was on that wide line actually. If he'd let that go, it might have been a wide. But anyway, he wants to hit everything. Gill to 99. And Gujarat Titans to 141 for one. We're only in the 14th over.
You made the comparison with Tendulkar there. Every time Gill gets a single, gets off strike, the boos ring around the stadium. I mean, you did see similar stuff like that, similar scenes when Tendulkar was nearing a milestone as well. So just shows you how well he's playing and how box office he is at the moment. They don't want to watch anyone else.
No, well, I remember Tendulkar batting at the old Mottara ground. Come back to that in a moment as Jordan bowls to Sudarsan, and Sudarsan hits this in the air down towards long off, and that's gone over the rope. That's 6 as well. Sudarsan's joining in. It was in the slot, I think mid-off up inside the circle. It was an easy stroke really there. It's Jordan serving one up outside the off stump and Sudarsan bashing it over